Hi guys, it's Sock, and today I'm going to teach you how to create these gradient reverse stamp diamond nails. I've already prepped my nail art mat with a coat of clear polish and let that dry, and now I'm just going to use Creative Shop's 82 plate to stamp these awesome little diamonds straight down onto the polish that's now dry. I've skipped the stamping step here, but if you do need any hints, tips or tricks on stamping and what products that I use, there is a link to my video at the end of this video which will take you to my stamping tips and tricks. So I'm just using Nail Artisan's Fine Detail brush, and I'm going through with Mundo de Onis's Gold, and I'm just filling in the insides of all these little diamond shapes. I'm then going to set this aside for 10 to 15 minutes so that it can dry thoroughly before I apply them to my nails, and that gives me enough time to move on and work on the gradient base that you saw in the early pictures. So I'm going to take a latex-free nail art sponge, and I'm just going to apply 3 colours from Model Zone. This is Blue Skies, Purple Bandana and Island Hop. And then 3 really bright pigmented colours. I really like using Model Zone polishes for gradients because the colour payoff is absolutely fantastic. Of course, you don't have to be like me and splodge nail polish all over your fingers, but you can do if you feel like it. So to prep my nails for this step, I've already painted them white, as you can see. This is just EDK's Dolly, and I've applied some liquid latex around my fingernails as well, just to protect my skin. In terms of the stamping and the gradienting, you can see that I am just very gently dabbing the sponge up and down and moving it ever so slightly just to make sure that the transition between the colours is nice and smooth. I did go ahead and do 3 coats of this just to make it properly opaque. So the next step is a hollow topper, and this is Model Zone's The Precious from the Glitter Ball collection. It is a glitter bomb polish. If you sponge it on, you can achieve a full coverage, but I like to just use one very thin coat of it as a hollow top coat, and it does work fantastically for this purpose. It's a really high quality product for the price, and the hollow pigment and glitter is really lovely in this one. So it's a really good option for me just to add a subtle little bit of sparkle to my everyday manicures, and I think it just looks really good over this gradient, just to give an extra added bit of interest before I go ahead and pop on my decals. So I let this dry for about 5 to 10 minutes before I went ahead and applied my decals, because obviously I didn't want them to smudge anything that I'd created underneath. So now that everything's dry, I'm going to peel up my decals using a long nosed pair of tweezers. I'm working from left to right as always, because this means that there's less likely a chance of it to rip or tear. So once I've peeled those up, I'm just going to position them on my nail with the tweezers, and when I'm happy with the placement, I'm just going to gently straighten them out and smooth them down with my finger. This just means that I don't get any ridges or bumps in the overall decal itself. I'm now going in with a metal cuticle cutter, and I'm just going to go around the base edge of the design and up the side walls of my nails, just to remove the excess decal and polish. You can go in with an acetone soaked clean-up brush at this point, but I find that it makes things very messy. I prefer to work dry as much as I can, and then just going right at the end with a clean-up brush. I have cut a little bit of the work out here, but as you can see, this is what I was left with after I'd cut away all the excess of my design. There's only a really tiny amount here that I actually have to go in and clean up with a clean-up brush, mostly just around that corner edge of the cuticle there, and then just touching the edges and side walls just to make sure that the stuff is stuck down properly. It's really important just to make sure that you've blended the edges into the end of the nail, just to stop anything from lifting. So now that's done, it's now time for top coat. I'm going to be using Seche Vite as always, and I'm going to be applying a really generous coat right the way across the nail and focusing on the tips. It's really important when you're layering polish like this with decals that you go across the free edge of the nail. It just helps to stop any items lifting because of obviously all the layers of polish you've got going on the nail. So that about wraps it up for this design, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and finish off top coating. I really hope that you enjoyed this one. If you do decide to recreate this, please do tag me on Instagram. I'm at miss_sock. I'd absolutely love to see your designs. If you did enjoy this video, please do consider giving me a like and a subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.